My dear students, in your day-to-day life, you might have come across informations such as run made by a batsman in the last test matches, the number of wickets taken by a bowler in the last 10 ODIs, mark scored by the student of your class in the mathematics unit test, the number of storybooks read by each of your friends, etc. The information collected in all such cases is called data. Data is usually collected in the context of a situation that we want to study. For example, a teacher may like to know the average height of her students in her class. To find this, she will write the heights of all the students in her class, organize the data in a systematic manner, and then interpret it accordingly. Sometimes data is represented graphically to give a clear idea of what it represents. Do you remember the different types of graphs which we learned in the earlier classes? The first one, a pictograph. A pictorial representation of a data using symbols. Pictograph is a pictorial representation of a data using symbols. You can see a pictograph example on screen which shows the picture of a car which is equal to 100 cars. And a half car picture shows that half of 100, that is 50. In July month, there are 250 cars, and August 300, and September there are 4 pictures are there, so it is equal to 400. There are certain questions we can answer from this picture. For example, how many cars were produced in the month of July? So the answer is 250. We can ask another question. In which month were maximum number of cars produced? That is, we can see in the picture, in September there are 4 cars are shown, so that it is 400. So in the September month, the maximum number of cars were produced. Second, a bar graph. Display of information using bars of uniform width, their heights being proportional to the respective values. So bar graph, we can see an example of bar graph in the screen. It is a display of information using bars of uniform width. The width of the bars will be equal. Their heights is being proportional to the respective values. When values differ, the height also will differ. From the given bar on the screen, bar graph, we can answer some of the questions. Questions like this. What is the information given by the bar graph? The information by the bar graph is given as is the number of students in a class 8th standard in each academic year. Okay, that is the information given. Second question can be asked, in which year is the increase in the number of maximum students? So we can say it is in the maximum increases came in 2004 to 2005. In which year is the number of students maximum? We can say it is in the year of 2007 to 8. The fourth question we can answer, state whether true or false. Question is there. The number of students during 2005 to 6 is twice the number of 2003 to 4. 2005 to 6 is the twice of 2003 to 4. When seeing the graph, we can say yes, it is a twice, right? It is true. The third one is double bar graph. A bar graph showing two sets of data simultaneously, it is useful for the comparison of data. So a bar graph showing two sets of data simultaneously means together. So we can see an example of a bar graph on the screen. Based on this bar graph, we can answer 4 questions. The first question, what is the information given by the double bar graph? So what is given from this we can understand it is marks obtained by a student of one student in different subjects like maths, science, social science, English and Hindi. So second question we can ask, in which subject has the performance improved the most? So in which subject it's the performance improved the most? So we can say improved, which is improved in maths. We can see comparatively in 2 years maths is improved the most. In next question we can ask, in which subject has the performance deteriorated, which means decreased? We can say it in English, when comparatively it is decreased. In next question we can ask, in which subject is the performance at par, which means same, which is in the Hindi. So like that we can get information from a double bar graph. Organizing data. Usually data available to us is in an unorganized form called raw data. To draw meaningful inferences, we need to organize the data systematically. For example, a group of students was asked for their favorite subject. The result were as listed on the screen. Which is the most liked subject and the one least liked? It is not easy to answer the question looking at the choices written haphazardly. We arrange the data in table as shown on the screen using tally marks. The number of tallies before each subject gives the number of students who like that particular subject. This is known as the frequency of the subject. Frequency gives the number of times that a particular entry occurs. From the table, the frequency of students who like English is 4. The frequency of students who like the mathematics is 5. The table made is known as frequency distribution table, as it gives the number of times an entry occurs. My dear students, next we are going to learn grouping a data. The data regarding choice of subject showed the occurrence of each of the entries several times. For example, arts is liked by 7 students, mathematics is liked by 5 students, and so on table. This information can be displayed graphically using a pictograph or a bar graph. Sometimes, however, we have to deal with the large data. Consider the marks on the screen. Out of 50 obtained in mathematics by 60 students of a class 8. If we make a frequency distribution table for each observation, then the table would be too long. So, for convenience, we make groups of observations, say 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and so on, and obtain a frequency distribution of the number of observations falling in each group. Thus, the frequency distribution table for the data can be as shown on the screen. Data represented in this manner is said to be grouped, and the distribution obtained is called group frequency distribution. It helps us to draw meaningful inferences like: first, most of these have scored between 20 to 40. Second, each student have scored more than 40 marks out of 50, and so on. Each of the groups 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, etc. is called a class interval, or briefly a class. Observe that 10 occurs in both the classes, that is 0 to 10 as well as 10 to 20. Similarly, 20 occurs in classes 10 to 20 and 20 to 30. But it is not possible that an observation, say 10 or 20, can belong simultaneously to both the classes. To avoid this, we adopt the conversion that the common observation will belongs to the higher class. That is, 10 belongs to the class interval 10 to 20 and not to 0 to 10. Similarly, 20 belongs to 20 to 30 and not to 10 to 20. In the class interval 10 to 20, 10 is called the lower class limit and 20 is called the upper class limit. Similarly, in the class interval 20 to 30, 20 is the lower class limit and 30 is the upper class limit. Observe that the difference between the upper class limit and the lower class limit for the each class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, etc. is equal. 10 in this case. This difference between the upper class limit and lower class limit is called the width or size of the class interval. Next, we are going to learn bar with a difference. Let us again consider the grouped frequency distribution of the marks obtained by 60 students in mathematics test. This is displayed graphically as in the graph on the screen. Is this graph in any way different from the bar graphs which you have studied in class 7? Observe that here we have represented the groups of observation, that is class intervals, on the horizontal axis. The height of the bars show the frequency of the class interval. Also, there is no gap between the bars as there is no gap between the class intervals. നമ്മൾ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചാൽ ക്ലാസ് ഇൻ്റർവെല്ലിൽ ഗ്യാപ്പ് കാണാത്ത കാരണം ബാർസിൻ്റെ ഇടയിലും ഗ്യാപ്പ് കാണൂല. The graphical representation of the data in this manner is called a histogram. The graph on the screen is another histogram. From the bars of this histogram, we can answer two questions. The first question is, how many teachers are of age 45 years or more but less than 50 years? The first question is, how many teachers are there between 40 to 50? That is, from the graph you can say that is 5. The answer is 5. The second question, how many teachers are of age less than 35 years? So it is asked, the question is, how many teachers are there less than 35. That is, we can add 4 plus 5 plus 6. 3 bars we should add it. So we get 4 plus 5 plus 6 equal to 15. You can do the homework exercise 5.1, all the questions. You are going to learn about the circle graph or pie graph. Have you ever come across data represented in circular form as shown on the screen? These are called circular graphs. A circle graph shows the relationship between a whole and its parts. Here, the whole circle is divided into sectors. The size of each sector is proportional to the activity or information it represents. For example, in the graph on the screen, the proportion of the sector for hours spent in sleeping is equal to number of sleeping hours upon whole day is equal to 8 hours upon 24 hours, which is equal to 1 by 3. When we simplify all these things, we get 1 by 3. So this sector is drawn as 1/3 part of the circle. Similarly, the proportion of the sector for hours spent in school is equal to number of school hours upon whole day is equal to 6 hours upon 24 hours is equal to 1 by 4. This 1 by 4 we get when we simplify 6 and 24 by 6 table, we get 1 by 4. So this sector is drawn 1/4 of the circle. Similarly, the size of other sectors can be found. Add up the sectors for all the activities. Do you get the total as 1? A circle graph is also called a pie chart. Drawing pie charts. The favorite flavors of ice creams for students of a school is given in percentages on screen. Let us represent this data in a pie chart. The total angle at the center of a circle is 360. The central angle of the sectors will be a fraction of 360 degree. We make a table to find the central angle of the sectors. Chocolate flavor is preferred by 50% of students in total. 50%, which means 50 for 100. For 100 is 50. That we can write as 50 upon 100, which is when you simplify, we get 1 by 2, that is half. So when you find a fraction of 360, which means half of 360, that is 180 we get, which is nothing but when we divide 360 by 2, we get 180. The vanilla flavor is preferred by students, is 25% of students, they preferred vanilla flavor. That is 25%, which means for 100 it is 25. We can write as 25 upon 100 in fraction, which is equal to 1 by 4 when you simplify it. The fraction of 360, when you calculate 1/4 of 360, that is equal to 90, which is nothing but when you divide 360 by 4, we get 90. The same case of other flavors, the students, 25% students like other flavors, which is the same result we get. When you make it fraction, we get 1 by 4. Then when you find the fraction of 360, that is 1/4 of 360, that is equal to 90. Next, let us see how to draw a pie chart. For that, as a first step, draw a circle with any convenient radius. Mark its center as O and a radius as OA. As a second step, the angle of the sector of chocolate is 180 degree. Use the protractor to draw the angle AOB is equal to 180 degree. Third, continue making the remaining sectors as shown on the screen. Let us see an example. Example 1. On the figure or adjoining pie chart gives the expenditure in percentage on various items and savings of a family during a month. Second, expenditure on which item is equal to the total savings of the family. Third, if the monthly savings of the family is rupees 3,000, what is the monthly expenditure on clothes? Dear children, you can see the picture of the question on board. We are going to solve this question. Solution. The first question is, on which item the expenditure was maximum? If you see the percentage of each item, we can see that the food is 25%, which is the maximum of all other expenditure. So the answer for the question is, expenditure is maximum on food. The second question, expenditure on which item is equal to the total savings of the family? If you see the savings of the family on screen, it is 15%. If you compare all other percentages, we can find that education for the children is also 15%. The answer is expenditure on education of children is same as the savings of the family. Third question is, if the monthly savings of the family is rupees 3,000, what is the monthly expenditure on clothes? Here, the monthly savings of the family is 3,000 in given question, which means from the picture we can understand the savings is 15%. So 15% is 3,000. The question is, what is the monthly expenditure on clothes? So monthly expenditure on clothes, if you see on picture, that is equal to 10%. So 15% is 3,000. What is 10%? We should find out. In third question, 15% represents rupees 3,000. So we need to find out what is 10% of it. 10%, how to find the 10%? For that we can find out 1%. So finding out 1% is very easy. From this 15% is 3,000. So 1% from 3,000 we can divide 15. So these two in 30, 50 2 times are there. So 2 and 2 zeros, that is equal to 200. Okay, so 1% is 200 rupees. So what is 10%? 10% represents rupees 200 is 1%. Rupees 200 is 1% into. So we can erase it. Rupees 200 into 10, because 1% is 200, 10% means multiply by 10. So we will get that is equal to 2,000. You can see the consolidation of the answers on screen. Let us see the second example. The question is, on a particular day, sales in rupees of different items of a baker's shop are given below. You can see on that table that items, you can see that ordinary bread, fruit bread, cakes and pastries and biscuits and others. And you can see against each item the sales price is given, the sales amount is given, and the total is 720. On the screen you can see that all the details. We should draw a pie chart for this data. So the items which is given on the question I have written here. This is the way we have to form a table. From this table we can draw the pie chart. Okay, the items I have written here, and the sales, the values also have written. So two more columns we have to add it, that is fraction and the central angle, as we saw in the example previous. The fraction we have to write, the total of these all items is 720. So we have to write the fraction as 320 divided by 320 upon what is that? 720. So when you simplify this one, 0, 0 we can cancel. So these two which goes in the 8 table. So 4 8s are 32 and 9 8s are 72. So that is a 4 by 9. Central angle, we can find the central angle 4 by 9 into what is the total angle is 360. Okay, so now we can simplify 9 and 36 goes. In 36 9 goes 4 times, right? 4 9s are 36. So 4 4s are 16. So we can add this 0. So 160 degree, that is the angle for that sector. So ordinary bread which will have 160, that we have to draw as an angle that sector will have. So now for the biscuits 120 by 720. So we can cancel these two numbers. We can use 12 table. 1 12 is 12, then 6 12s are 72. Then we can write 1/6 of 360. 1/6 of 360, which is equal to, we can cancel the 6 and 36, it goes 6 times. So 1666 and 0 we can have. So 60 degree. Next is 160 is there. 160 upon 720, which is equal to 0 0 we can cancel. These two we can use 4 table. We can use here 4 table or 8 table. 8 table, if you use it, it says if you use the 8 table, we can do 2 by 9. 2 8s are 16, 9 8s are 72. Okay, so 2 upon 9 into 360, which is equal to this. We can cancel 4 times. 2 4s are 8, so we can add 0. So 80 degree. So next one, we can do 80 upon 720. 0 0 we can cancel. So it's 8 by 72. We can use 8 table to simplify. 1 8 is 8, 9 8s are 72. So 1 by 9. So 1 by 9 of 360, which is equal to, we can cancel these 4 times. 9 4s are 36. 1 4 is 4, so we get 40 degree. Again last is 40 is there. So 40 by we can do 720. 0 0 cancel. We can use 4 table. 1 time 4. When you divide 72 by 4, you can try with 72 by 4. 1 4 is 4. Then remainder 3, 32. 8 4s are 32. So we get actually 18 here. So 1 upon 18 into 360. So we can cancel 18 and 360 2 times 36. 2 18s are 36. So 1 into 2, 2, we can have 20. This 0 we can have, so 20 degree. So these are the angles we get from this one. So 160 degree, 60 degree, 80 degree, 40 degree and 120 degree. Let us see how to draw the pie chart. Dear students, now we are going to draw the circle for the pie chart. You can take any measurement. I am just taking just above the radius of the protractor so that I can draw a big one, so you can see that. I draw a circle. You can use a pencil, only pencil you can use it. I am using pen since I want to show you that I am using black color pen. So we can mark the center. After that, now we can draw first radius to draw the sectors. We can draw the radius. After that, we can take the 160 degree. After drawing it, we can turn that into right side so that we can take the angle. So I'm going to take the 160 from right to left, we can take it. So we get the 160, we can mark it. After marking it, we can draw using scale. Use scale there. I'm not having scale, so I'm not using that. So I managed to have a protractor and a compass. So I'm just measuring you and showing you again that the angle is 160. So after taking it, then we can mark the each angle and the each items we can write. So I have finished drawing the 160 degree. Now we can write that values for it. That is 160 degree. Then it is for ordinary bread that I am writing. After that, we can draw the next one, the next angle. So make it that from the right to left we have to take it, so we can turn that sides and make the lines with the align the lines so we can mark the angle. Next we are marking the angle 60 degree. So it is for biscuits. So we can mark the angles and we can write it is for biscuits. After that we can go for the next angle. It is 80 degree. It is for cakes and pastries. Again turn it and make it at right side of you and turn the pen. So I am using paper. In your notebook you can turn the notebook and take 80 degree. So you take 80 from right to left. From right to left take the 80 degree and mark it. And draw the sector. So now we can write the 80 degree. It is for cakes and pastries. After that we can draw the next one. The next angle is 40 degree. So you can turn the notebook and make it the horizontal towards the right side. So I'm turning the page again, so we can make it easily. Again, align the lines of the protractor in the line, mark the 40 degree, and we can write the remaining parts of it. Students, like this we can draw the pie chart. So first of all, after reading the question, we have to draw the table, find the central angle. After finding central angle, we can draw the pie chart.